Hi everyone, it is another Friday and I hope it is off to a great start for you. Thank you for taking some time to come over and find me this morning. I might sound a little bit like a broken record, but it is going to be another lovely day here in Middle Tennessee. Again, high of 83, the air is dry, the bugs are pretty much gone, the leaves are continuing to change color. It is just glorious. So I am loving every minute of fall so far. Actually, today's 83 is going to be a little warm, but for the next 10 days, then it's down in the 70s, which is going to be even greater. I mentioned that my daughter Makai was going to state with her soccer team, and they played their game, Wednesday night down in Chattanooga. And I think I mentioned that they pulled the toughest team, the team that had been state champs for the past 3 years. And unfortunately, Makai's team lost. It was a heartbreaker. They played their little hearts out, but they lost, so they're back home. But I am so proud of them for going to state, and I think it was a wonderful experience for her, and you can't ask for more than that, but great experiences in life. I am happy to be here with you this morning. It is Friday, October 25th, 2024, and my name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. It looks like I have someone watching. I'm going to pull myself up here and see if I am on. Oh, hi, Margot. Glad to see you're on. Yes, so I must be up and running. Let me find me right away since I'm just at that point, and I'll know I'm up. Perfect. We had only 51. Oh, that's a little cooler. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Margot. I really appreciate it. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 27 years, and I love what I do. I'm here to help you find the joy of paper crafting and card making, to give you tips and tricks to make it easier and more fun for you, and then to encourage you to share those beautiful creations with others to bring some joy into their lives. So that is my goal. I've mentioned it before, but our CEO has mentioned that her goal is to eradicate loneliness. And if you can do that one card at a time, wow, how wonderful. You never know who might just need that card in the mail, telling them you're thinking of them and as a pick-me-up. So think about that when you are making your creations. Hi, Kathy. Glad you're here and watching. Please be sure to give me a hello in the comments. Let me know if you stopped by. I love to see that you are here. Oh, I got a hair going the wrong way. Let's go that way. If you watch on the replay, let me know that too. I love to know that. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments that you leave today and tomorrow and giving away the card that we make. So your comments mean a lot to me. Comment as many times as you like, and every comment through midnight tomorrow, October 26th, will be entered, and I will draw for a winner the next morning. And then in reality, I take all comments up to the point that I draw, but you're safe if you get them in by midnight. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Joanne Norton. Joanne, you won that beautiful Birdhouse Christmas card. That is on its way to you in the mail. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. Hi, sis. Hi, Sharon. My sister Sharon's on here. I love it when I see her name pop up. It just seems like we're right here together in the room. And hi, Shar. Hi, Shannon. Glad you guys are here. Okay, let me see. Also, if you can share my video to a crafty group, to a crafty friend, to your homepage, share me any way you like. Let me know if you do that. That really helps my small business. And if you let me know, I will give you a bonus entry toward winning today's card. So I really appreciate that so much. Okay, I'm going to take you down to the table. You are again going to see my beautiful outdoors. Just look at those trees. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. We're actually going to a luncheon up in Nashville tomorrow, and we might take a little detour to Eastern Tennessee because I hear the trees are even nicer there right now. So we'll see how the day goes. This is me, Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. If you shop with me in the month of October, which is quickly coming to a close, please use my hostess code for October, which is on the screen right now. When you use that hostess code when you order, it gives me the most benefits for your order, and it allows me to give back the most to you all in the form of prizes and drawings and giveaways and kits. So I really appreciate when you do that. That means the world to me. If your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, then don't use that code because you will earn your own hostess rewards. I have no cards to share with you today, so that is fine. We're just going to move on. We have a couple specials coming to a close really soon, the end of the month. The sign-up special for the starter kit, if you want to sign up to be a demonstrator, is currently $99 plus tax, no shipping and handling, and you can pick out $155 worth of any products you want out of our current product line, which is amazing. That deal is always good because it's usually $125, but they're throwing in a bonus $30 of products, so that is great. I talked a little bit last time about the fact that there's no commitment with this. If you love it and you stick with it, it makes us happy. If you decide it's not for you and you drop off, there's no penalty for doing that. We just really appreciate you possibly trying and seeing what you think of it. It is a fantastic deal, and I hope you'll consider it. If you have any questions on it at all and being a part of my crazy stamping lady team, just let me know. Also, we have all of our kits in our kits collection up to 30% off right now. If you have not checked it out, guys, check it out. That special is going away, and 30% off is a great deal because personally, I think our kits are priced fantastic the way they are. So we are very competitive in the market, and our kits are wonderful. So be sure you at least go and check that out before the end of the month to see if there's something there. And we have a couple really cute Christmas sets that you could get that would make your Christmas card making very quick and easy this year. My free monthly virtual card class every month when you purchase from me. If you have a qualifying order of at least $50, I will send you a class kit. $50 order gets you 3 free card kits, 75 3 free card kits and a bonus project, 100 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. Just a reminder, these are usually discontinued products, but they are still brand new and in perfect shape and ready for you to use. And all of my sketch layouts are pretty simple and easy, and you can use them to make additional cards with products you have on hand. Any smaller order from that will still receive a handmade card from me as a thank you, and all orders placed in the month are entered into my monthly order prize drawing, where I give away 3 prizes from 3 lucky winners. The November class, where I will put these kits together, is going to be in the mail by November 1st to all of you. And then the online card class is right here in this Facebook page on Monday, November 11th at 11 a.m. That class is open for anyone to watch and get the ideas from the projects we make. But if you have your kits, you can craft along. And then today, I am starting my Sketch Challenge 19. I can't believe I've done these 19 months already. That is crazy to me. This Sketch Challenge is going to run from October 25th through the 31st. Here is the design we're following. And this was borrowed from Stampin' Savvy. It was a design she came up with. I'm going to give you my measurements here, but you can change those measurements up because with my sketch challenges, this is just a jumping off point. I want you to use this sketch challenge and make it your own. You can turn it horizontal, you can leave it vertical, you can use more banners, you can use less banners. You can do whatever you want on this card as long as loosely you follow this sketch, and I can see that because I want you to let your creativity shine. This will be pinned in my Facebook group, and there will be a blog post by tomorrow sometime. And then all you have to do is make your card following this sketch challenge, post it in the comments of that pinned post. Sometimes it's under a tab called Featured at the top of my page. Sometimes it says pinned. So whatever works, that's where you're going to put it. You're going to look for the Sketch Challenge 19 post, post your card in the comments, and then on the 1st of November, I will draw for a lucky winner from everyone who enters. I hope you will consider entering the sketch challenge. And then our annual catalog, still going strong, guys. Still so much in here. There's just not enough hours in the day to get through everything I want to get through. But today, we are going to be using a couple products out of the mini catalog. And mainly, I'm going to focus on using the Take a Bow. So I always want to say take a bow because that would be the phrase. But it's a play on that. It's the Take Your Bow Designer Series paper, which is so festive and so pretty and was made to coordinate with our little die that does make bows. You can make these beautiful bows with our paper. But I'm going to use it on our sketch challenge. So let's get playing, guys. Okay, I'm going to keep this sketch challenge kind of over here to the side while I work. Hopefully you can see it and you'll see what I'm following. So I have all of my pieces here. We have a basic white envelope, and this is just our regular A2 size medium envelopes from Stampin' Up. We have a card base that is an A2 card base of real red. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a basic white insert for inside, and this is 4 inches by 5 1/4, just like that. And then I have another basic white layer that's 4 inches by 4 1/4, and this is going to go on the front of my card. And for this one, I ran that layer through the cut and emboss machine using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. Now this is in our annual catalog, and I'm going to tell you, it's just not shown well in the annual catalog. To me, it's hard to see what's actually coming out on this die when you are on this embossing folder when you run it through. And I'm hoping you can see that better on camera. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. It is all these little snowflake dies, but what's beautiful is interspersed are all these beautiful little embossed snowflakes. Now, I've seen this used both ways. I've seen people put it with the piles or the more dots to the bottom because it would be like snow falling down and piling up at the bottom. And I like that, but I just like the way it looks better this way. And I don't know why. It makes sense the other way, but on my cards, I've been using it this direction. I like it with the less dots at the bottom and the more at the top. Don't know why, probably no reason, just that it appeals to my eye better. So we're going to be using this for our layer, and we are just going to work on putting together the sketch. So I have a piece of real red, and this piece is 1 inch by 5 inch, and I'm going to use my paper snips. Oh, what did I do? Oh, my paper snips are out in the other room on the table because I'm doing a class today. That's okay. I have other cutters here. Let's see. I have one of our old rubber cutters. Let's see if this will work. So I'm just going to come in from the bottom, right in the center. Oh, this should work just fine. And we're going to cut from that corner. It's not quite as good as the paper snips. The paper snips are just so pointy right to the end, and this one isn't quite. These were our old rubber cutting scissors that we used to sell when you had to trim your rubber images down for Stampin' Up, and I've kept mine because they're super sharp and they work wonderful on cutting thicker things. But today it's going to step in and take the place of my snips. All right, so that's one end on that banner. We're going to come in on the other end and do the same thing. I'm going to come right up kind of in the middle, go from corner to corner. So now sometimes when I do these sketch challenges and I'm doing my card for you, I'll change it up a bit just to show you how you can change it up. Actually, I don't like the way this end works here. I don't think it's quite in the center, so I'm going to change this just a little bit. We're going to come up just a tad more and come up just from this corner. See if that looks more centered. Yep, that's better. But today, I'm actually going to follow this design almost to a T. So we're going to add this strip right here, just like it is on the picture. And to do that, because I'm doing it on top of a 3D embossed image, I am going to use Tombow glue. I don't usually use that on my layers like this, but this one is going directly onto that 3D, and that raised image on there can make it hard sometimes for your adhesive to stick. So the Tombow glue is very strong, and everywhere it touches any of that raised image, it's going to stick down. And we're going to come over about an inch, I think, from the right-hand side, and just a little bit down from the top of the card all the way down here. So I liked this design a lot with this embossing folder, because most of the embossing folder is still going to show, and it is so beautiful. I didn't want to cover the whole thing up, so this works great for this card. Okay, so then next I have 2 pieces of designer series paper. This is actually the same designer series paper, just flipped each side. One of them is 2 inches by 3.5, and one is 2 inches by 3.25. And these are going to become my 2 layers on my card. So I'm just going to kind of lay them here and see if I like it better that way, or if I want to flip them, if I like it better going this way. And I think I'm going to go this way. I think I like the more green showing and that little red stripe just kind of in the background. So yep, let's do that. So my longer strip, my 3.5 strip, we are going to do the same thing. We're going to flag the end of this. So right in the center, I'm going to come up about a 1/2 inch. And then from each corner, I'm going to go again into there. Thank goodness for this rubber cutting scissors. I guess I could have ran out in the other room, but I really hate it when you have to sit here and stare at a dead screen because I made a mistake. So this one is working just fine. It's actually sharp. I haven't used it for a long time, so I'm glad it's as sharp as it is. Now we're going to add this just the way it goes on this design again. So for this one though, I think I can use seal because it's going to be adhering onto that last layer. So let me grab my seal, and we're just going to do a few strips of that across the middle here. And then we're going to place this, and I'm doing this layer here, this lighter of the 2 large ones. So it's going a bit at an angle like this over to the side. And I'm going to lay it just like that. Cool. This is a simple design, which I also like. If you wanted to make a bunch of these for Christmas, you would get these done in no time at all. We're also going to come in here and flag the bottom of this other one then. And again, this one I'm putting the green, more green side up. I'll come up to that center, put that back and come up to the center again. And now we have this one. And according to the picture, this one goes a little bit more at this angle like that. So that's how we're going to add it. Like I said, for this time, I'm going to follow it almost to a T, which is kind of fun to see it just the way it's supposed to be. Come on, my seal, come out of there. There you go. Okay, so let's see if I can duplicate what I just told you I was going to do. It's going to come up here, off to the side, at a bit of an angle. Because I want to see that striped layer below it, but I want this to be my dominant layer on here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add this string that you can see on the design here. And for that, I'm going to use our real red and white baker's twine. This is in the fall mini catalog. It is wonderful. I love baker's twine, and I especially love the thin baker's twine. It is kind of my go-to. So we're going to add this to our card just like it is on the design, and wrap it around. And to do that, I'm going to take some extra sticky strip, and I'm going to place it on the back of this card about how far I want it down. So I'm thinking about in this area. And then I'm going to peel the backing off of that sticky strip. So to do that, I'm just going to burnish it lightly. I don't want to take all the embossing out of the layer that it's on. And then see if I can take my pick here and lift up that backing, just like that. Normally I use my snips end, but this little pokey tool works just great too. Having to adapt without my snips here today. Funny how you get so used to that. I can't believe I took it out there knowing I had this. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm doing my first class in my house today, so we'll see how it goes. I have plenty of room for people to come and craft. My driveway is just a little funky for it, but I am trying it today and we're going to see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to start this on the back, on the left side, and we're going to wrap it around like that so that it hits the adhesive on the right side. That'll kind of hold it in place. And then we're going to come up a little bit and crisscross it down. And then come down a little bit and crisscross it up. Okay, and then I'm going to take my ribbon cutting scissors and just snip that off. Okay, so now you can see I have those 3 strings basically the way they are on this card. I'm going to see if I can move it down just a little bit on this side to make it a little more even, just like that. And then I want to make sure that these strips are really adhered. So I'm going to grab that extra sticky strip one more time and lay it over the top of those, just to be sure that that twine is not going anywhere. Okay. And then once I do that, let's see if I can get these backings off. Oh, I didn't burnish them. I might need to. Nope, it's coming off just fine. Just like that. If it doesn't come up easily, then just use your emboss or your excuse me, your bone folder to really adhere it good. Okay, so now we're going to put this down on the front of our card. So let me grab my seal. And because again, it's a 3D embossing folder, I'm going to go around the entire edge. Now I made one ahead of time that I'll show you at the end, and I didn't go around the entire edge thinking, it's not going to matter, and it did. It's popping up in places I don't want it to pop up. So this is kind of an important step. If you're using a 3D embossing folder, because it kind of, not warps, but it embosses your little image, it can make the edges a little raised up and they don't lay as flat. So you really want to be sure you have adhesive all the way around. And then I took the layers off of those sticky strips because that's just more adhesive for this to stick down. So we're going to center this on the front of our red base here. That really makes those colors pop on the red like that. Look at that. That is pretty, 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 pretty. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is do my sentiment on the inside of this card so we can add that layer. So my sentiments today, oh, and I forgot to show you the Take Your Bow paper. I should have done that. I know I've shown it before, but it is gorgeous paper, and every single design has the reds and the greens in it so that you can interchange these on your cards and do the same design with different papers. And that's exactly what I did on my prototype. I used a different paper, and like I said, I'll show you that at the end. But it makes it really easy if you're trying to make a bunch of the same card. And then I'm going to grab my real red ink here. And we are going to add the sentiment. And the sentiments I'm using come from the Christmas labels set. And we're going to be using Hope Your Season is Filled with Magic on the inside of the card. And then the Merry Christmas to You on the outside. So let's do the Hope Your Season is Filled with Magic. Make sure it's inked up well. And I'm going to do it upside down on this layer because you know that's how I roll. It just makes it easier for me to get it straight. Just like that. And then I'm also going to put this same sentiment on my envelope. And turn it around to make sure it's not upside down. All right. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, envelope is done. Let's get this inside inside the card. So I'm going to put some seal on the back of this. So this is how I normally add my seal. I normally just add it in the corners when I haven't embossed the layer. It saves you on the seal. It holds it in place just perfect. It lays down flat, but the embossing changes up the need for a little bit more. So I'm just going to add that to the inside. So there's the inside of our card. All right, and then I might as well just stamp my other sentiment right away since I have my red ink out. So this is Merry Christmas to You, and this is from that same set, the Christmas Labels set. I'm going to ink it up completely. We're going to place it down here onto my scrap of basic white. Beautiful. And then we're going to cut it out. So to cut it out, I'm going to grab my little mini cut and emboss machine. Move this over to the side here out of the way. I'm going to roll this back, and we're going to be using the dies that coordinate. So these are the Christmas label dies, and you've seen me do this one before. This is becoming a favorite of mine to use. We're going to use this little one here because it fits around this sentiment perfectly. That is what it was designed to do. And I'm going to place this right over that. And the neat thing about this is there's not a right or wrong. You can turn it either way and it's going to work just fine, which I love. So we're just going to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. I'm going to place some washi tape on this end and some washi tape on this end. And we're just going to run this through. Just like so. Very easy. Easy peasy. Get my little washi tape unstuck here and off of my scrap. And then off of the die. And I just store these pieces of washi either on my little cut and emboss machine or over to the side here. I have a light with a base that I can store them on there. And I reuse them until they're no longer sticky. All right, so there is that image all ready to go. Let's get this out of the way so I don't lose it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love this one. I just think it is so very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so we're going to place this for our sentiment. So this is what I use, and I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And I know I have large ones, but we're just going to use small ones because they're right here nice and handy. So I'm going to put a dimensional in this bottom part and one in this top part. And this is important because I didn't do that once. And because of the die being cut through, those pieces kind of moved and flapped down. So I want to be sure that I have a dimensional on each of those. And then we're going to take a couple more here. And I'm going to place one down here and one up here. I want to be able to straddle my twine and have it go between the dimensionals. So that's why I'm doing them top and bottom like that. But I just wanted to point out to be sure to put one on each of those little loose sections because it helps hold it in place on your card. Okay, so we're going to come in here and I'm going to place this right over that twine. Straddling the twine just like that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so now this also has a little bow here you can see to the side. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to come in here with my baker's twine and see if I can feed this under. So I've done this before with my tweezers. This little bitty tiny tweezers is so helpful. I can usually get that right underneath all those pieces very easily just using that tweezers to poke it through. So that's a little tip. We're going to come up here pretty close to my sentiment, tie a little knot, and then I'm going to tie my bow with the twine. And I'm doing this right off the spool. You could just cut off a piece and do it, but I tend to tie bows when I can right off the spool because you waste less twine or ribbon, whatever you're using. Oh, that's kind of funky. Oh no, that'll come down just perfect like that. Let's pull this one and make it a little bit smaller. Come down like that. And then we'll trim that one up on the end too. So, okay, so there is our little bow to the side of our sentiment, which I like. And it's twine, which is really cool because it doesn't really obstruct your sentiment. It's so thin and narrow and easily moved, and you can see exactly what you have underneath there. So I love how the twine works for this, but if you're making this your own card, you could certainly use ribbon on there. And then I want to add a few gems for some bling. So I'm just going to grab my favorite, my rhinestone gems. And I'm going to color a few of these using Cherry Cobbler. Now I have the Real Red blend. Let me see if I can do that. No, that's my Cherry Cobbler. But I found when I color with the Real Red, I don't get as dark of a red. I get more of a pinky color, which is fine. It would coordinate. It would be fine. If I had a pink card, it would be great. But I want it to be a little deeper and darker. So I'm going to use the Cherry Cobbler. And it just makes it a darker, more vibrant red on my gems. So you don't always have to use the same exact coordinating color because you're coloring here with an ink. But look at how nice that looks against the card. It really pops more. So that is the color we're going with. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool and my little putty on the end. I always warm up that putty. You don't want a lot there. You want very little. It should be hard to press against and be kind of like a hard round ball on the end. But warm it with your finger because it picks up the gems better. We're going to scoot off a gem, and I'm going to put this one, I'm going to put it right down there next to the 2U. And then we're going to grab another one, and I'm going to put that one up here in the snow. And because it's on an embossing folder, make sure you give it a good press to make sure it's adhering to the card where you want it. And then this one here, kind of right in the middle of that little snowflake. And I'm going to just take my bone folder and kind of go on top of those gems to give it that firm pressure. Make sure that they're all on there tight and nice the way I want them. All right, guys, that is our card using Sketch Challenge 19 and the Take Your Bow Designer Series paper and the Christmas Labels bundle. Here is the inside. Here is the outside. This is the card I am giving away. Let me show you the one I did ahead of time just so you can see what I mean when all the papers coordinate so well on here. The only thing I changed up on this one really was the papers. So I just used a different design. And on this one, because there was more green in the papers, it didn't have like that red stripe behind and stuff, I used the green, the garden green, to do my sentiment. But they're the same card otherwise, and you could do a ton of these with that pack of paper. So I hope you liked it, guys. I hope you will consider joining the challenge, doing your card, posting it in the Facebook post once I put it up, and have a chance to win a prize. I love to see what you come up with. I love to see your creativity. As I was doing this, I was thinking you could really change it up by putting Designer Series paper for your layer here and then cardstock for all of these layers. You could also change it up if you turned it and went horizontal with it. That would be a whole new look. You could use some different labels on here. You could make this Designer Series paper. There's a lot of things you can do with it. You can use ribbon instead of twine. I am anxious to see what you all come up with. I appreciate so much when you do my sketch challenges. It makes me happy. Thank you for taking a little time to be with me today. I hope you liked the card. I hope you liked the tips and tricks I shared with you and some of the products. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. Again, you have at least till tomorrow night to win. I will draw the next morning. I really hope you consider doing the card challenge. It runs now through October 31st. The pin will be up sometime tomorrow for you to post it. Make your card, post it in the comments of that pinned post, and then you'll have a chance to win a prize. I do have a lot going on this weekend. I have my class this afternoon. We're going to Nashville tomorrow, but I will get that all done, sometime tomorrow. It might be in the evening, but it will get done. As always, I would love to have your business. If you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or products, let me know. If you're interested in joining my Crazy Stamping Ladies team, let me know. I'm here to be your creative coach, so if you have any questions at all, if you need a catalog, please reach out to me in the comments of this video or by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. Yeah. I will be back. I plan to be here on Tuesday with another fun project, so I hope you will plan to come back and join me. Same time, same place. Till then, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.